Greetings from Mission Control Houston, and welcome to today's International Space Station update. On board the International Space Station today, a lot of work being done for the upcoming arrival of that Dragon spacecraft launched by SpaceX a little bit earlier this week. Sunny Williams, much of the work she's been doing today focused on that. She started off relocating one of the laptops that'll be used for the robotic capture operations. We're looking at one of the laptops as she goes through some on-orbit training. Williams will be going through some training simulations for the Dragon rendezvous capture, and also the vehicle operations also found on the computer for once the craft is docked. She was also gathering some equipment for the Dragon vestibule outfitting, basically the fitting out some of the particulars of the hatch port between the Dragon spacecraft and the International Space Station. She's also spending some time going over all of the cargo being carried up, a total of about 882 pounds of supplies being delivered to the orbiting laboratory from the unmanned robotic Dragon spacecraft. Throughout all of these ops today, she's being joined by Japanese astronaut Aki Hoshide, who's also going through some of this on-orbit rendezvous and capture simulation, as he'll be standing by with Sunny Williams at the robotic arm controls as they guide Dragon in on its final approach for eventual berthing to the Earth-facing side of the Harmony module on board the station. Aside from all of these Dragon ops training activities, Hoshide also doing a thorough analysis of the Japanese experiment module's microbiological environment. He was taking some surface water samples and air biocharacterization samples using a device known as SWAB, the Surface Water and Air Biocharacterization Air Sampling Device. Our third astronaut on board the International Space Station right now, Russian cosmonaut Yuri Malenchenko, began his day immediately with the Russian Sprut experiment, which is a medical research program designed to study the distribution and behavior of different human body fluids in zero gravity. Gravity, while you're down here on Earth, has a tendency to push all of the fluids in the human body down towards the legs. So once these astronauts are exposed to that microgravity environment for long periods of time, that doesn't happen. So Sprut, one of many biomedical experiments on board the International Space Station, looking to continuously document and track the changes the human body goes through as it is exposed to microgravity for long periods of time. Aside from that, he was working on a fairly complex physics experiment known as the Kulanovsky crystal. It's a Russian look into studying the dynamic and structural characteristics of different crystal systems that are formed when ions are stored in something known as an electromagnetic trap. Aside from this, he'll be doing some routine maintenance work on board the station, cleaning out some of the filters and replacing a few components inside of the Russian toilet system. All eyes, though, on the SpaceX Dragon spacecraft as it continues its trip towards the International Space Station, currently scheduled to be grappled tomorrow morning on Wednesday, October 10th at about 6:22 a.m. Central Time.